Good morning. I want to begin by thanking Secretary Ross for the invitation to be here this morning. It's an honor to represent Lockheed Martin and America's space industry at the 2018 SelectUSA Summit. At Lockheed Martin, we are grateful for the strong vision of Secretary Ross and the innovative work of the U.S. Department of Commerce. Through sound policies and far-sighted reforms, Commerce is laying the groundwork to help America compete, create jobs, and expand opportunity for all. Now is the time for investors and for companies to take action to invest here, grow here, and succeed here. As we consider the places to invest in the 21st century, it's especially fitting that SelectUSA has chosen this year's summit to highlight America's space industry. Simply put, the United States is leading the world into a new space age, an age defined by bold ventures, transformative technologies, and the potential for extraordinary global growth. With this historic moment in mind, I'd like to use my remarks this morning to discuss the bright future ahead for space and how the United States is offering tremendous investment opportunities on the final frontier. I'll talk about the advantages flowing from our position as the world's largest market for space, the increasing ease of doing business in the United States, and the promise and potential of our workforce. For investors, the United States is the premier market for the space industry. The breadth and maturity of our companies and markets give foreign investors tremendous choice and position them well for future opportunities. Over the next 30 years, leading investment firms forecast that the global space market will grow to be somewhere between $1 to $3 trillion. Advances in technology have essentially democratized space, providing opportunities for more people in more places to share in the incredible benefits of the space industry. In the past 5 years alone, we've seen more than 900 new commercial space companies enter the market. It has been estimated that new entrants into the space industry in recent years are attracting $1 to $2 billion of venture capital investment annually. At the international level, we are also seeing the culmination of decades of planning and cooperative ventures which are inspiring the world to reach for the stars. For instance, the European Space Agency is working with NASA on the Orion exploration spaceship, which will carry people to the moon and beyond. And just over 2 weeks ago, United Launch Alliance, Lockheed Martin's joint venture with Boeing, celebrated the successful liftoff of NASA's InSight spacecraft, now on a 6-month journey to Mars. InSight will be the first spacecraft to study the interior structure of the red planet, from crust to core. The engineers at Lockheed Martin who built InSight also integrated 2 critical science instruments from international partners. France's CNES created the incredibly precise seismometer that will take the pulse of Mars. And Germany's DLR built the innovative heat probe that will burrow into the Mars surface to measure the temperature. Commercial partnerships are also opening up as evolving space market dynamics point to increasing opportunities. Customers across the globe are increasingly reliant upon space technologies for navigation, for communication, and for weather forecasting to help them more efficiently and more effectively operate in globally competitive markets. In addition to these favorable market forces, the growth of the space industry here in the U.S. is underpinned by some sound public policies designed to enable businesses to thrive. In December, Congress passed and the President signed the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. This legislation cut the U.S. corporate income tax, making U.S. companies more globally competitive and the U.S. economy more dynamic and strong. In addition, over the past year, U.S. business have felt the benefits of significant regulatory reforms, as the administration has made a concerted and successful effort to eliminate at least 2 old regulations for every new one. Such actions have proven to be especially important to small and medium-sized businesses working in advanced manufacturing and cutting-edge technologies. For the space industry specifically, we've seen the administration take targeted steps which will help unlock the promise of the new space age. The National Space Council has been reconstituted under the guidance of Vice President Mike Pence. It has already brought new focus and energy to the space ventures of both the government and industry. President Trump has also signed Space Policy Directive 2, which is driving government agencies to make critical reforms to enhance U.S. competitiveness in space. This directive is helping to streamline regulations for space commerce. Moreover, the administration is working to ensure that there is significant spectrum access to support more technological ventures and increased satellite use. Secretary Ross is also driving positive and consequential change. He has elevated his Office of Space Commerce and is transforming it into a one-stop shop to facilitate emerging space technologies. These actions, combined with the rollout of a new national space strategy and a vision for crewed missions to the Moon and Mars, have put America's space industry on a growth trajectory for decades to come. Another one of the most distinctive aspects of investing in America is the ability to partner with individual states and local governments. Vigorous competition for investment between cities and states can lead to mutually beneficial opportunities for communities and investors alike. At Lockheed Martin, our partnerships with state and local governments have played an important role in many of our recent investments. One example is our space campus outside Denver, where Lockheed Martin is investing $350 million to build the Gateway Center. It is our satellite factory of the future with state-of-the-art advanced manufacturing innovations. The state of Colorado and Jefferson County have supported our growth and further solidified the state's position as a hub for space technology by providing a conducive climate for investment, innovation, and job creation. As the global space industry grows and competition for investment heats up, you can expect that many state and local economic development organizations that are represented right here at the summit will aggressively pursue international ventures to create jobs in their communities, from Florida and Texas to California and Colorado. Another key advantage for investors in the U.S. space markets is our nation's world-class talent base, particularly in the areas of science, technology, engineering, and math. U.S. leadership in space is built on our talent. That's why across the country, leaders from government, industry, and academia are coming together to ensure that the U.S. maintains a robust pipeline of STEM talent. In classrooms throughout America, young people are being inspired by the promise of space and the opportunities it presents to solve the world's most challenging problems. At Lockheed Martin, we are committed to contributing to this important cause through targeted philanthropic investments and partnerships with local schools and nonprofits. We are encouraging the next generation of scientists, engineers, and aerospace professionals. Our commitment to building up STEM talent extends to our international partners as well. For example, in 2016, Lockheed Martin hosted the Space Fundamentals Training Program in partnership with the United Arab Emirates Space Agency. This 4-month program gave 17 young aerospace professionals from the UAE the opportunity to immerse themselves in the Lockheed Martin Space Campus outside Denver that I referenced a moment ago. They participated in classroom training, hands-on learning modules, mentor-guided projects, as well as one-on-one career discussions, group brainstorming events for their research assignments, and job shadowing events that showed them a day in the life of a space engineer. International training programs like these provide young professionals from around the world with the experience and skills to advance their careers and expand technological capacity in their home nations. Such outreach and opportunity further strengthen the ties of trade and investment needed for our nations to succeed in the 21st century. There is a bold and bright future ahead in the new space age. I'm thrilled about the opportunities before us to invest, grow, and succeed together. As we look forward to further strengthening our partnerships and ventures in space, I am confident we can and we will increase global security, advance scientific discovery, and expand economic prosperity for decades to come. Thank you for your kind attention.